Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and Greek philosophy. Today we're diving into an important topic: 7 things a smart man should not do with women. These insights will help you navigate relationships with greater clarity and self-mastery. Let's get started. In the complex realm of human relationships, navigating interactions with wisdom and composure is a challenge that calls for deep introspection. The ancient philosophy of Stoicism, with its timeless lessons on inner strength and self-command, serves as a guiding light, especially when dealing with emotions that can blur our judgment. This journey isn't about control or dominance, but about nurturing one's character and embracing virtue. Today, we delve into 13 things a wise man should never do with women, drawing from Stoic insights to build integrity, composure, and resilience. In the labyrinth of human relationships, navigating interactions with wisdom and composure is a challenge worthy of contemplation. Stoicism, that ancient guide of inner strength, speaks to the essence of restraint, virtue, and integrity, particularly when dealing with emotions that can cloud judgment. Let us explore 13 things a wise man should never do with women. Not to dominate, but to elevate our character through self-command. These insights are not just about relationships, but are pathways to overcoming the impulses that weaken our resolve. 1. Do not act out of impulse. Acting on impulse is the enemy of Stoic reason. Impulsivity often stems from unchecked emotions, desires, anger, or excitement that cloud judgment. Stoics believe that acting without deliberate thought is surrendering control over one's mind. The philosopher Epictetus taught that freedom and power come from the ability to pause, reflect, and respond intentionally. This principle encourages us to think before we act, making choices that align with our long-term values rather than momentary emotions. Epictetus once warned, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid." In moments of impulsive desire or frustration, we are at risk of betraying our true selves. The wise man understands that acting on a fleeting impulse compromises his inner state. Our composure must be unwavering, built on reflection, not reaction. 2. Do not seek validation from others. Relying on external validation is akin to placing one's happiness in the hands of others. Stoicism insists that true fulfillment arises from self-assessment based on virtue. Marcus Aurelius asserted, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." A wise person understands that external opinions are beyond control and should not dictate one's self-worth. This approach nurtures inner peace, creating a foundation of self-confidence rooted in one's actions and principles. A Stoic does not anchor his worth to external praise or validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Seeking approval from women or anyone diminishes the independence of our soul. We must cultivate self-respect that stands tall without the scaffolding of external recognition. 3. Do not allow emotions to dictate actions. Emotions, while natural, can distort our perception when left unchecked. The Stoic philosopher Seneca argued that fear and anger are often worse than the events that provoke them. Emotional reactions tend to be exaggerated, fueled more by anticipation than by reality. A wise man practices emotional regulation by observing his feelings without immediately reacting to them. This method helps maintain clarity and respond in a way that reflects inner strength and composure. Seneca's cautionary words ring true. We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. When a wise man is swayed by anger, jealousy, or desire, he becomes vulnerable to his basest instincts. The Stoic's mission is to temper emotions with reason, finding peace in rationality, and avoiding actions that stir chaos in the soul. 4. Do not compromise your values. Stoicism places immense importance on integrity. The pursuit of virtue is at the heart of Stoic practice, and compromising one's values for the sake of others or fleeting gains undermines this pursuit. Marcus Aurelius cautioned against losing one's moral compass, writing, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Upholding one's values, even when challenged, is what distinguishes a life of substance from one of hollow conformity. No relationship is worth the erosion of virtue. The Stoics championed moral clarity above all else. Marcus Aurelius insisted, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." When faced with choices, a wise man asks, "Will this decision uphold or weaken my principles?" The answer must guide him unwaveringly. 5. Do not be possessive or controlling. Possession breeds anxiety, as it reflects an underlying fear of loss. This is contrary to the Stoic teaching that we do not truly own anything external to us. Epictetus emphasized that true freedom is found in understanding what belongs to us, our thoughts, beliefs, and actions. The wise man recognizes that trying to control or possess another person is an exercise in futility and creates conflict. Instead, he focuses on mutual respect and support, fostering relationships grounded in trust rather than dominance. Possessiveness is a manifestation of fear, a fear of losing what we believe belongs to us. But as Stoicism reminds us, nothing external is truly ours. Epictetus advised, "If you want to be happy, do not dwell in the past. Do not worry about the future. Focus on living fully in the present." A wise man acknowledges that each soul is free and that control is a mirage, a product of insecurity. Instead, he practices acceptance, for to hold with a clenched fist is to lose peace. 6. Do not harbor resentment. Resentment is like a slow poison that damages the soul more than the person it is directed toward. Seneca warned that holding on to anger and grudges disrupts our tranquility. Forgiveness, however, is a practice of releasing ourselves from the grip of negative emotions. A wise man forgives not because he is oblivious to the hurt, but because he values his peace over nurturing the toxic flames of resentment. This practice helps maintain emotional health and cultivates compassion without compromising boundaries. Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it, Seneca observed. When disappointed or betrayed, holding on to resentment corrodes the spirit. The wise man forgives not because it excuses wrongdoing, but because he values his own tranquility. Forgiveness is an act of strength, an affirmation that we choose virtue over bitterness. 7. Do not engage in manipulation. Manipulation involves deception, which is inherently opposed to Stoic honesty. Marcus Aurelius's life and writings exemplified the principle of straightforwardness as he urged, "Let your words be true." Manipulation compromises not only the trust others have in us, but also our own integrity. A wise man chooses transparency, aware that relationships built on honesty foster deeper connections and respect. Deceptive actions might bring short-term gains, but inevitably lead to long-term dissonance and instability. A Stoic walks the path of honesty and straightforwardness. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." Engaging in manipulation is a betrayal of our integrity and invites chaos into our lives. The wise man speaks with sincerity, allowing truth to guide his words and actions, understanding that deception erodes the soul. 8. Do not prioritize passion over wisdom. Unrestrained passion clouds reason. While Stoicism does not advocate for suppressing emotions, it does emphasize balancing them with wisdom. Seneca noted, "The greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today." The wise man harnesses passion as fuel for meaningful action, but never allows it to overshadow rational decision-making. This control ensures that relationships and actions are driven by reasoned choices rather than transient impulses. Passion unchecked leads to folly. Stoicism teaches us that passion must be harnessed, bound to the chariot of reason. Seneca wrote, "There are more things likely to frighten us than there are to crush us. We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." When passion overrides wisdom, we surrender our sovereignty to transient emotions, jeopardizing our peace and purpose. 9. Do not let envy poison your mind. Envy is born from comparison, which diverts attention from one's personal growth. Marcus Aurelius's reflections remind us that we are all on different paths, and comparing ourselves to others only breeds dissatisfaction. A wise man appreciates his own journey, focusing on self-improvement and gratitude for what he has. By recognizing that others' successes do not diminish his own, he cultivates a mindset free from the pettiness of envy. Comparison is the enemy of contentment. The Stoics understood that envy disrupts inner harmony, making us yearn for what is outside our control. Marcus Aurelius offered, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." A wise man finds contentment in his journey, focusing on self-improvement rather than envying another's path. 10. Do not fear rejection. Rejection, in any form, tests the resilience of the soul. Stoicism teaches that while we cannot control the reactions of others, we can control how we respond to them. Epictetus's insight that it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters, encourages the wise man to view rejection as a lesson, not a personal failure. This perspective allows us to grow stronger and remain unmoved by external judgments, fostering a confidence that is self-sustaining. Fear is an anchor that holds us back from living fully. Epictetus advised, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Rejection is a part of life, but it does not define us. A wise man recognizes that rejection is not a reflection of his worth, but simply an event. He remains steadfast, seeing each setback as an opportunity to grow. 11th, do not chase after external beauty. Stoicism shifts focus from the superficial to the substantial. While acknowledging natural attraction, it holds that character and virtue are what make connections meaningful. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that the object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane, highlighting the importance of aligning with what is true and valuable. The wise man prioritizes inner qualities over fleeting attractions, understanding that lasting relationships are built on shared values and integrity. While physical attraction is natural, prioritizing it over deeper qualities leads to superficial connections. The Stoics believed in looking beyond appearances to the essence of a person. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "Remember that very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." A wise man values character and virtue over fleeting aesthetics, seeking connections that enrich the spirit. 12th, do not be overly dependent. Dependency creates vulnerability and relinquishes control over one's emotional state to another. Stoic teachings promote self-sufficiency. Happiness should come from within, not be contingent on external circumstances or people. Epictetus stated, "No man is free who is not master of himself." A wise man, therefore, practices autonomy while nurturing healthy connections. This balance ensures that relationships enhance rather than define his contentment. Dependence compromises freedom. The Stoic aim is self-sufficiency, as Epictetus taught. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Depending on another for happiness relinquishes power over one's inner state. A wise man cultivates a life where his peace does not hinge on another's presence, practicing gratitude and self-reliance. 13. Do not ignore self-reflection. Self-reflection is the bedrock of personal growth. Seneca believed that evaluating our actions and intentions allowed us to live with greater clarity and purpose. He said, "Examine yourself and learn who you are." The wise man dedicates time to introspection, ensuring that his actions align with his values and principles. This practice of self-awareness prevents stagnation and nurtures continuous improvement. essential for navigating life with wisdom and resilience. Finally, a wise man understands that growth is rooted in self-examination. Seneca noted, "As is a tale, so is life. Not how long it is, but how good it is what matters." Relationships and interactions serve as mirrors to our character. By reflecting on our actions and intentions, we sharpen our understanding and remain aligned with virtue. These principles are not just guideposts for relationships, but blueprints for mastering the self. To overcome destructive emotions, we must strive for inner balance, fortitude, and rationality. Stoicism teaches us that the true measure of strength lies not in dominating others but in mastering ourselves. This journey demands discipline and reflection, but in walking it, we find the rarest of rewards: peace unmarred by external turbulence and integrity that cannot be shaken. We are not here to bend the world to our will, but to shape ourselves into beings worthy of its trials. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. Let ours be steadfast, wise, and deeply resilient. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos on stoicism, relationship, and personal growth. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And stay tuned for more insights on how to elevate your life and relationship.